Hello, my fellow Severnans. So, what I'm going to do is just give you a quick tour of the buildings that we have built here, just so you can identify what they are. So, first off, we have the university, then the town hall, well, district administration centre, fire station, courts, police building, secret, the hospital. These are supermarkets. Storage for the supermarkets. It's a police station. We've got cinema, sports hall, church, indoor swimming pool, outdoor swimming pool, sports centre. It's a kindergarten, a school, sports hall, obviously football pitch there. These are the loading stations for the gravel for the construction industry, for the gravel that will be actually used not in production of other construction materials, but the gravel that will actually go off to be just in itself. There's a cement silo there, got the concrete plant next to it, cement plant on the other side. Cement and bricks both share one resource, which is coal. So here we have a coal storage area. At the moment I will be having to import the coal, so I don't have any mines built just yet. There's another cement silo here on the other side of the cement plant, and that will provide cement for the panels factory. And then over there in the corner, right at the top there, that's the mine for the gravel production. These are obviously oil pumps here. A lot of oil under the ground here. Here we have the heating plant, loading stations for bitumen and fuel, distribution centre for those items, power plant, refinery. We've got the road vehicles depot here right on this main avenue, which is where I do plan to expand in this direction. And this will be, like the National Avenue kind of thing. So a lot of government buildings will be placed along here, and some of the larger buildings in the Republic. Right over here on the outskirts of District 1, we've got the sewage plant. And over here is a silo for the grain that we will be importing for the time being, because there's on this little volcanic island, it's not very fertile soil, so I'll probably be having to do that for the long haul kind of thing, and the fields take up a lot of room, and the eastern side of the island isn't very developable. It's very rugged, and there's nowhere to put any ports, as we just have these large cliffs that run all the way along the eastern side of the island. It's only the western side, the western side, where the river and the glaciers over time have carved all the rocks primarily away. There are a few cliffs just over here in the northwest, but we have got some nice flat land here, and nice shoreline here, and a nice internal bay there, Severna Bay, and then the river obviously goes up into the mountains. So I'm going to put the first residential buildings here on the eastern side of District 1, as there are critical buildings on this side. So we've got the water treatment plant there and the water pumps. Obviously the construction industry, which we will need up and running before we achieve anything else. And then you've also got the refinery and the power plant over here. So the first residential buildings are going to go along in... So yada. Okay. Oh yes, and we've also got the heating plant as well, which will need to be. I mean, at the moment it's 24 degrees. It's all good, but it is the 23rd of July. Obviously, in the winter it will get very cold. We've got 13 million rubles remaining of our initial investment. So we're gonna have to be, produce. I mean, you may have noticed that's slightly more than you would normally get in the game, but I've doubled that to, you get 10 million, but I don't like to do that in the game to add money, because it messes up your economy. So I will endeavour to not go below 10 million rubles to keep it what you would have without adding that, but I don't want to inject a load of cash later on in the games. One, because it's a little bit like cheating, and two, it will mess up your economy. But I don't want something to happen to this city where I'm going to have to go and, what's the word? Like what they do to films when they've been out and then they go recon. I don't want to have to, do it again. So I have kind of got like a 10 million ruble overdraft, but you can keep an eye on that. I will endeavour not to go below it to keep it within what the easy settings are on the actual base game. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these residential buildings put in. Okay, so which one shall we use? I think I've got an idea because it's the ones I use all the time to start off, which is these ones because they're nice and cheap and they're, okay quality, 82%. So when I first go on, I don't like to get citizens. I like to decide exactly when everybody moves in. So if you want to have the choice, you just want to put the buildings up, then make sure you've unticked the get citizens. Especially later on in the game, when you've got actual citizens that are waiting for homes when they're over 21, you don't want to be filling them up with people that you've invited that you pay to come across, because then your citizens won't be able to then have children, because I think and they do tend to escape as well if they're not getting their homes. It's a shame that real governments don't think like that, to be fair. They just don't build the houses at all for anyone. Anyway, so I put these all around the outside. I put the lower, just to keep it aesthetic, I put the lower height buildings on the outside of the greens, I guess, and always make sure that you're using control when you're rotating the buildings so that you can make sure that they all line up all pretty. And then, no, I don't like that one. So then I'll have, always check your lines as well. So I can see I've got yellow, power, red, heat, brown, obviously, the sewers, and there's no blue, so there's not a water tank around here, so, but they are ironically right next to the water plant, but yeah, I'll need to put that in. As you can see, there is an access point just there, so we'll put it just here. And then it's always handy as well to use the little pick tool. I can't remember what the name is. What are they called? Like pipettes almost, aren't they? Yeah, so you can just use that. Then you don't have to keep navigating through your menus, and you know that your district's keeping its style. Sometimes I do like to build very eclectic areas where there's a lot of... See, I think for aesthetics in this game, I know that's not, it's not, necessary, I guess. But, these things that we build, they are like, it's like dioramas. And you want that to look realistic, or otherwise, what's the point? So I just try and keep a consistency. It's either everything's on, there's no style, or you've got a certain style that you are building, a certain pattern. Symmetry is quite important to me as well. So on the opposite side over here, The buildings will be similar. I'll try and double buildings up just because it just hits the eye better, I think, and especially that these this republic will be being shown to other people. You want it to look nice. Right, so there. Always do is everything straight. Check. Yeah, that's all good. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and populate the rest of this bit with those. Right, so just make sure that this water is all connected correctly. If ever you're struggling to see what you're doing because of all of these all of the lines coming up showing the connections, if you press shift, they all disappear. So it just gives you a better view. Sometimes it's a bit distracting, isn't it? These heating exchangers are good little markers if you're trying to look for stuff. So what I try and do is keep all other infrastructure points around them, because you're not going to build much around here anyway, so you may as well just use that space. And then you can, so if you've got one of these for this area, you'll be, then the water, sewerage connections, electricity should all be around this little thing here. So I am going to add in as well a connection to the sewers. Always try and get these. If you'll notice, you can see that my residential areas are all slightly raised off the ground by a few meters. It's just so that when I'm doing my sewerage tanks, if you put them up those little hills, you're guaranteeing that you're going to have the proper slope. I remember when they first, when the game first started including that, I used to find it so annoying. So yeah, when I build residential areas now, or any buildings really, I always raise them ever so slightly off the ground. I think it would probably be about maybe a meter. Let's have a look. Right, so up there is 4 meters, 2.3. Yeah, so it's less than 2 meters there. But it just means that when you are laying the pipe down, it's going to have a correct slope down to the water tank there, the sewage tank there. Just make sure that, yeah, see, they've got one, right? Oh, it was there. But that's fine, you can never have too many. They've got water. Not sure about this bit here. Oh, that's why I'm building that. Yeah, we're good. Don't forget as well, your factories do need fresh drinking water for the workers. And some buildings, I think the concrete plant needs water. Oh, this one doesn't. Some of them do. But just, yeah, bear that in mind. But always check what water quality they need, because some industrial buildings, they don't need 100% pure drinking water. Some will, you can just pump the water more or less, as long as it's, not too polluted, just straight out of the ground. And then because otherwise you don't want your nice fresh drinking water being used to make cement instead of being supplied to your citizens. So do bear that in mind, because that's what will happen if they've not got their own connection to a pump or something like that. They will just draw off the drinking water. So yeah, be careful. Right, so we've got all the residential buildings ready to go, ready to be built. So I just want to do my final checks around just to make sure I'm not inviting people into a death trap. So the shop... yeah, so... I mean, they will have buses going there, but I like them to be able to walk. So I'm going to have to put in another shop over here. But it'll be one without a storeroom. So you need to make sure that you're not setting it to distribution offices that are on the other side of your map, because that's going to bring your performance down. So if I put a shop here... well, actually, no, we could put one here, and then it's more or less like any deliveries that have got it will just go... and it's here. I mean, you know, we've got a long way to go before performance starts becoming an issue, but it's good to get into those good habits early on and just keep to it, because it makes it a lot easier to deal with issues when they arise later on in the game as well. If you know that there are certain rules that you follow in your game, then when it comes to changing something or putting something right, you've got a lot more base knowledge to the... because I find it, you know, that I'd do something, I'd get it, and it would go really, really good for so long, and then I just get sloppy. So as being as I'm doing this build very publicly, I am hoping that will keep my discipline up, and I will be able to reach the goal of getting over 250,000 citizens. But we shall obviously see. Yeah, that's something to look out for as well, is make sure that as long as you've not got get citizens, if people can't walk to the building, they won't move into it. But if you've got it set on get citizens and you've not connected a path to the front door, you're gonna have some unhappy people there. So yeah, so be careful with that. Yep, it's all good. There we go. Let's get some buses. Let's have these ones. So we'll have 4. So we'll go, this one will go to bus station first. And over here. Here. Back to the bus station. And back to here. Back to here. Stop there as well. And then back to the bus station. This one will go again to the bus station first. But then it will swing out here, here, school, bus station. Start. And then this one will just go around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Anti-clockwise. And this one will do the same, but it'll be going clockwise. Right, should we watch those get to work? Right, so yeah, so they're all running nicely. I mean, we'll obviously need more buses than that eventually. Well, we should have trains and trams. But yeah, so that's all ready to go. So yeah, we're nearly ready to get them citizens in. I know I keep teasing that, but I do like to make sure that everything is absolutely spot on before I get to. So let's get off on the right foot. Yeah, even if you've got over 21-year-olds or just general citizens that are waiting for homes, if you don't put get citizens, they will still move in by themselves, so don't worry about that. I tend to not tick that box at all when I've got a lot of, you know, if I've got a stable population of my own, because people move in there when they choose to. And it also gives you a bit of warning if you've not set up anything, if you've not set things up correctly, and then you bring a load of people in, they're going to get upset, things are going to go on. But when there's 2 or 3 people living in a building, if it's not connected to power or water, you will notice that before it affects your citizen happiness too much. Gives you, you know, this sort of gradually fill up. I think that's a better way of doing things, because it does give you that little bit of warning there. Okay, on the very first scene of episode 6, I will be bringing citizens in. I promise. I know this keeps getting delayed, but because I'm making videos on this now, on a more regular fashion, and I'm obviously speaking more on them. I'm realizing that things are taking me a lot longer to get already. So that's why I keep underestimating how many episodes that I will need between different events. So yeah, please like and subscribe. My channel is growing, very, very steadily, very slowly, but slow and steady wins the race. But it will help if you do please like and subscribe, because when there's a channel with 1 million viewers, one person likes, it doesn't make much difference, but those likes really, really do make a difference to my videos. So please, if you're enjoying the content and you'd like me to stick around and keep on doing this, then please do let me know about that. Okay, well, have a good day, and see you in the next one. Ta-da!